You can actually never guarantee that. And there's a joke that says, if you want guarantees, go buy a toaster. Unfortunately, there are no guarantees, but you can always weigh the odds in your favor. You can take certain actions that will increase the probability or the likelihood of success. We have seen through our own personal experience individually as professionals and as practitioners in the BPM space, but also as consultants helping so many different companies in over 70 different countries. And I've personally traveled to over 19 countries myself, and I've helped people with certain pitfalls and what are the right steps to proceed. First, number one, to guarantee success, you always have to use data and the right measures in order to succeed. Otherwise, you will never know what is the right project to pick, and you will also not know when you have actually succeeded. And even worse, IT people will not be able to prove the value of IT if they cannot show real data and real measures. So my strongest recommendation is always know where you are, measure your current state, and use that to spearhead process improvement initiatives and new capabilities for your business, and showcase that and show the value of IT. So you have to have a right methodology, and that's called the measure first, improve next methodology. Because the last thing you want to do is improve a broken process. That's always a bad thing to do. So fix the process first, measure it, and then improve, and then again measure it. Okay? That's very important. Second step that's very important, a best practice, is always think process. Think process, not function, not application, not system, not silo, but think process. Think, put yourself in the shoes of your customer and pretend you're ordering products, services, or paying your bills or invoices or what have you. How does the customer feel? How the process works? Is the customer exposed to all the internal material of your company? Do they have to know the systems don't talk to each other? Do they have to know how many people are sitting in different departments? If you can keep that shielded from the customer, you will be successful. But it is not just technology that solves this, it's also your mindset. You have to think, if I improve my process here, am I improving it because I'm sweeping the defects into the next department? You will have to think about that. And similarly, you have to make sure that the defects from your other department upstream doesn't come to you. So that is what I mean by thinking process. The process mindset is extremely critical. So think about the right methodology, measure first, think about process, and continually educate yourself about process management, because the ideas are very revolutionary. They sound easy to think about and talk about, but in practice, when you go back to your day job, it is very difficult to actually implement those things. You have to be on top of your everyday activities to make sure you are thinking process, not just your functional department. So those are, I think, some of the critical things that you can do to improve the benefits or the success and guarantee that. And in our book, BPM Basics for Dummies, which incidentally is written for extremely intelligent people, even though that's the Wiley branding, we have actually covered some pretty interesting, Wiley, they always like the 10 best practices, the lists of 10. So we have 10 best practices of BPM, what you really need to be doing. And each of these things is guaranteed to improve the likelihood of success for BPM.